Hey guys, I'm back with another LeetCode video. And in this one, we will be going over a medium problem. The very first medium problem that I've done, and I'm a little bit afraid because I've never attempted group anagrams before, but we're going to take what we can get around 3 hours later from completing these last 3 questions. So I'm going to try and do like 5 questions today, and we'll see if I can get through all of these today. I mean, just these last 2. So that's my goal right now. So let's start this group anagrams. And I have a feeling it'll be similar to this valid anagram question. So we're at group anagram right here. And we're given strings, strs. So we're given an array of strings where we want to group the anagrams together, and we can return the answer in any order. So we know what an anagram is because we did the last question where there was an anagram, but basically it's a word or a phrase by rearranging the letters of a different word or phrase, typically using all the letters exactly once. And when we look at this, let's see, is my whole face covering this? No. And when we look at this, we can understand that we're going to have the same 3 letters in every single one of these instances of variables. So we're going to have to group each anagram together in any order, but they're all their own lists, I suppose. And this is a little bit scary because I don't know where to start really. But I'm going to think back to the first anagram question where we used a dictionary to define what a single anagram was. And the way we did that was with a method by which we did a 1 plus strings something, where we had 0 and we did a dot get, and we had a variable, and then we added that to the key value pair of the new group, and we looped through the strings to some extent. So that's my first kind of guess to start this question. I know this isn't correct, but I'm going to go in and try to correct my initial thoughts. So we have this, right, where we assign each anagram to its own anagram, and then we can compare the new groups, the new set of anagrams to each other. If anagram X is in list, anagram list is equal to any of the anagrams. Or anagram is more like if dictionary in dictionary list is equal to any of so if dictionary X is in the dictionary list, like if it repeats, we want to add those 2 dictionaries to a group, to a list, or 2 dictionaries or whatever resulting string to a list. And then we put them all together and return the output. So it has to also work when there is nothing in the input string. And it also has to work with a single value, or in the input array strings, the single value in the, and then it has to work with a single value in the input array strings. So let's do a little thinking. And by thinking, I mean I'm going to look at the answer and try to teach myself from the answer and explain line by line how it works to myself. Okay. 1 second. Okay, wait. So we have our medium question. So what we're going to do is we have our strings, right, that we get. And what we want to do is create a collection of the strings. So basically what we're going to do is give a result of the collections in the default dictionary, which is the strings. I believe this is right. I don't know what this means, so I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Okay. So collections, the default dictionary is a subclass of Python's built-in dictionary class. It is part of the collections module and provides a dictionary-like object with the default value factory for keys that do not exist yet in the dictionary. So we have the argument, which is list passed to this function call, which is the default factory function, which is a function that returns the default value for a missing key. So we have it gives us the ability to return the default value for a missing key, which will be nothing if there's nothing assigned to it, which is interesting. And we'll see how we can get this to apply, or we'll just think about it in a different way. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to count, we're going to iterate through strings, not necessarily through this array like that, but within every array, or within every string, within the strings variable, we're going to have to count. Yeah, I don't know what this means. We're gonna have to create a count for a 0 times 26. So for a value of C in the variable, each subvariable, so for each character in the string, we're going to not do this, but we're going to add a counted variable. So it's like we're creating the same, we're doing something similar to this, where we're adding a variable to every group, except it will look differently. So we have a count like this with the ord of C minus the ord of A. And we're going to plus equals 1 because what this means is that for every character in S, we're going to create a count for the character minus A. So we're basically creating a key value pair so we're basically creating a key value pair for every character that shows up in each string in the strings list. So it's like we're making a mini dictionary for each one. And when we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to take our result, the key value pair of the result, which will be tuple of count, and we're going to append the string. So whenever it matches another variable, or whenever count matches another, I guess, I'm trying to think about this. What does tuple do? What the hell is this? So we have a tuple function that takes an iterable and returns a tuple containing the elements of the iterable. So what we're doing is we are printing, or basically creating the same, or we're creating an output for count. And I wonder what ord does more specifically. So we have ord that takes a single Unicode character as an input and returns its Unicode code point, which is an integer. So what we're doing when we're subtracting ord character minus A, we are creating a base unit, like a base integer for count, so that instead of having a letter specifically, we are assigning a key value pair as a number and adding it, and adding a count to that. I believe that's what's happening. And we have count equals 0 times 26. So there's 26. There would be 26 characters in the count array, and we're creating basically a list, a dictionary of every letter in the alphabet, or a list of every letter in the alphabet, and we're adding 1 whenever we see an instance in each character of a string here. And then we go through every string in the list with this for loop. So it's like a nested for loop. And whenever we finish one string here, we want to turn this tuple count and append it to S. Or we want to append S, which is the string. Oh, there we go, there we go. Oh, this would be I, so not S. So for I in strings, we have the count, which is a list of every character. It represents every character of the alphabet, so that when we go through each character in each string, like EAT, we can turn it into a numerical value and add one to its place in this alphabet. And then when we're done with each string, we can append the count in result. And we know that it will append to the right key value pair because this is a dictionary in itself. And when we turn it into a tuple, this will match in whatever instance, because what it's doing, this will match every instance that we create a dictionary here. I guess with this dictionary, I guess quote unquote dictionary list instance and this assignment. So it's like the same format of every word in this strings list that we are looking or we're plugging in as a key value pair, so that when we append the string as is, we know it will match. And then from there, all we have to do is return the outputted results, which will be result.values, which is a method we can call on dictionaries. And with this, we should be able to also take care of empty strings and also one character strings. So that should be it. Let me just think about this one more time with my brain. We have the result, which is turning all of the strings into key value pairs. Or no, it's an empty dictionary, but it's made up of strings, which is this. And then for every variable or for every string in the array that we're given, we create a empty list that represents every letter of the alphabet. And then for every character in every string, we cycle through and add one to where the characters match up. We add one to where there is a representative character. And then the result we get, or then we add that string to where the key value pairs match, as is this count list, basically. And then we return the result, which is result.values. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think strings would work. So I don't know if this isn't correct, then I wonder what the solution is. Give me Python. Oh, it has to be list. So it can't be strings because strings is the variable. We have to do list because that is the default instance. And there goes green. Is that it? Done. Wow, that took a lot out of my brain. That was very difficult.